Let's look at a case here where a is different from 1, but negative. Nightmare? Well, let's see how the method comes out nicely. So first of all, we must make the coefficient of x squared to be 1. So I'm going to take out here a negative 8, and I'm left with what? X squared, because negative 8x squared divided by negative 8 leaves me with x squared. Then, in this case, I need to be very careful here. I want to write it maybe somewhere here. I have negative 6x divided by a negative 8. So what you need to see is that a negative divides negative, so that the sign here changes to be a positive. And then if you think about this, there's a highest common factor between 6 and 8. So the highest common factor is 2. 2 goes 3 times there, goes 4 times here. So I'm actually left here with 3 over 4x. Let's do the last one here. I've got 9 divided by a negative 8. Now, positive divided by negative is a negative. There's no highest common factor except 1, so I'll just write negative 9 over 8. This is very important because I know some of you, most of you, fall for the trap. You would have had a minus there, you would have had a plus there. Then you wonder, why am I getting this wrong even if I followed the right process? It's because the highest common factor method has a way of catching up with you. And it's because you guys don't take the signs seriously, right? I hope you have learned from this. Right, let's move on, guys, and have some fun with our nice, cool method that works for any trinomial, really, which is quadratic. Cool. So that being said, I now know that I have to focus on this quadratic in here. Then I will be done factorizing this expression. So let's make this quick now because we are getting used to the drill. First of all, I have to look at the sum, and it must give me a negative 3 over 4. A fraction, yes, it happens. Product should give me a negative 9 over 8. Oh, wow, this looks nasty, right? Yes, but we just have to follow and trust the process and see what comes out at the end of the day. Remember what we do. We actually take the sum and divide it by 2. So go ahead. If you are not sure, press this in your calculator. Do this, negative 3 over 4 divided by 2. Just press it like this in your calculator, guys. And if your calculator is working properly, you must get a negative 3 over 8. So what happens here, maybe let me just show you the logic behind this. If I have negative 3 over 4 divided by 2, I actually have negative 3 over 4 times 1 over 2. And that's why I end up with a negative 3 over 8. I just thought I should share that so that you guys are cool with what is going on here. Otherwise, trust your calculator if it is working. Right, so I know I've got to have that, and then negative 3 over 8 minus u. These are my two numbers, actually, that are going to help me factorize. Finally, I know their product. So in other words, negative 3 over 8 plus u into negative 3 over 8 minus u should give me a negative 9 over 8. That's what I think, one thing that I know. And guess what? You know the result should always be the difference of two squares. So there's going to be 9 over 64 minus u squared is equal to 9 over 8. And you can see at this point, you're going to have 9 over 64 minus 9 over 8. Okay, so what we are going to do now at this point is the following. Check. Let me maybe, yeah, actually, why didn't I write it down? Let me write it down for you guys. Minus 9 over 8 is equal to u squared. Now, if you were to punch this whole thing in your calculator, you will realize that you get a negative number. What's the negative number? Well, the negative number is negative 63 over 64, which is u squared. Does this really make sense? Well, it doesn't in our world. Why? Because we never really get a square root of a negative number. But there is a mathematical meaning for this. The mathematical meaning is that actually, if you were to factorize that thing there, you will not get a real number, no real solution. That's what it means. That's the interpretation. Now, Whether you're in grade 10 or 11, if you have done functions, this is the meaning. The meaning is that you have a parabola. Remember, there's an equation of that looks like a parabola. Remember that functions. This means you have a parabola that actually does not cross the x-axis. Your parabola could be somewhere there, or somewhere there, or somewhere there. Fact is, it never touches the x-axis. That is the interpretation of u being a negative square root. Guess what? My job is done here. I can tell my teacher, well, this thing can only be factorized up to here if you want real solutions. If you want non-real solutions, then we can go ahead, but we'll see that when we are in tertiary or when we do AP mathematics. So I'll leave it here for you fellas. I don't have to stress anymore. In fact, go ahead and try punch this in the quadratic formula, because I know some of you actually love the quadratic formula. Go ahead and punch it. You will see you're gonna get what they call math error. Yes, that's what you're gonna get. So yeah, we just have to trust the process. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Catch you later.